Excuse me? We're fixing our ADHD.
I cured my ADHD by building a productivity system using Python and this receipt printer. In this video, I'll show you how I built this and give you the source code at the end of the video.
Score.
But first, what stops us from being productive?
Everything. Waking up. Being alive.
I read this great article called A
Breathing.
Receipt Printer Cured My Procrastination by Lori Harrell. In this article, they use game psychology to have a visual progression system while quickly creating tasks by printing to the receipt.
Ooh.
What makes a video game addictive? Well, again, Lori wrote a very detailed explanation, so I'll let you check that out there.
Okay.
The easy answer is the small dopamine hits you get from the visuals, sound effects, or small sense of progression that helps you move along further, even if the goal seems out of sight. So, for example, in World of Warcraft, telling someone to get to level 80 would be a tough ask.
Nope.
But defeat these small insects? Easy.
Yeah, I'm an AI, but I'm here to talk apps.
Yeah, I'm software. But I'm here to talk about other software. Let's get into it. Like what?
Now, in real life, killing small insects for personal gain is dark, morally. So what are these small asks in real life that we can imitate in gaming?
Right.
And then it clicked. When I used to work at Starbucks, rather than stacking 12 cups that need to be made, we would put them in a line so that I was only working on 1 to 2 drinks at a time. That way it was easy to visualize the queue. Or when I worked at a pizza place, we would print a ticket, and once the order was complete, we would put it through the spike to let us know that we're finished it. This was also used as a gauge at the end of the night to see how crazy the day was, or how slow it was.
Wait, what was the price tag? Hold on, try. We might have to figure this. We may have to. Oh my.
At the end of the night to see how crazy
We
the
have to
day
test
was,
this out.
or how slow it was.
How do you not give me the price, bro? How do you not give me the price? Yes, very
now,
cool.
here's the
facts.
annoying thing about receipt printers. When ordering the paper, you have to get a lot. This 10-pack of receipt paper cost me $35. On Amazon, at least, they don't sell anything with a smaller quantity, which I get. When I worked at Starbucks, we'd go through a ton of these a day, but this might last me forever. There's a lot of ways you can get these printers to work. First, there's USB-B.
Okay.
Wow. But we also have serial, which sends 1 bit at a time. It's very slow, but a lot of older systems still rely on this. Parallel sends the data in parallel because it has multiple data lines in the cable itself and port connector. Still, this is widely obsolete.
Okay.
Network interface lets you use a network cable if, say, you're connecting a bunch of these things together.
Oh.
And then a cache box control, which sends a power signal to your POS device to open the cache box when the printer starts printing. You know, to give change.
Change, yeah.
Now let's plug it in and put some paper in it to give it a test.
Yeah. Okay. I'm already loving this.
There's a Python package called ESCPOS or ESCPOS, which lets us access these printers using Python. Let's go ahead and print out a simple message. So things worked out well. One issue though.
What happened?
Noise everywhere. On the product page, it has a graphic saying low noise operation with a picture of a woman sleeping with a baby. Yeah, maybe if your baby was deaf.
Yeah. What the heck?
The worst part though is that in the Windows settings, it already thinks it's silent. I almost returned it thinking it was broken, but guess what? Underneath the printer, there's a little screw area where you have little switches you can manipulate. Enterprise devices. Interesting.
You're just expecting me to fucking go inside of this little contraption and start beep booping around? That's insane.
And so let's just flick this switch.
Flip what switch?
Another test.
We play Make Believe,
Silence.
Chad. We play Make Believe.
No more beeping at least.
No,
now that we set the printer up, let's get to coding. But first, thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Arcade. When building outwards-facing AI apps that use tools with your existing services, things can be a headache really quickly.
Blah, blah,
with
blah,
Arcade,
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so this is where character encoding comes in. When you type out text in a word processor or really anywhere, chances are it's in UTF-8 format. In comparison, ASCII, which is an old school way of text, uses 7 bits per character. Since each bit can be a 0 or a 1, this gives us 127 unique characters we can use.
Ooh.
But with UTF-8, each character can be 1 to 4 bytes, meaning that the amount of possibilities is massive and can include emojis.
Ooh.
So this one is cool.
What
you
the
basically connect your
heck?
shop.
I was trying to get my emoji on, bro. Come on.
Accents or other language characters. At first, I tried making some ASCII art, but wasn't really a fan of the readability. What we can do though is print images.
Yes, correct.
So I created a little web page designed specifically for tickets using Tailwind. I can then save this as an image using this Python package and then print the image directly. And this gives us a nicer look. I went through a ton of iterations, but this is the one that I think looks best. Now, we have the most basic version of our productivity system working. We can easily insert something, post-process using AI if needed, and print the receipt. When finished, crush it up and view it in a container of some sort. Automatically, this feels pretty good, viewing a visual hierarchy.
I love this. This is great.
But that being said, this is a little bit too easy. What we can do, though, is take this to a whole...
I'm so sorry. I thought we had ADHD. We're trying to make it harder? We're trying to make it more difficult?
Other level. To help automate this process of printing tickets that I need to work on, I'm going to use Arcade to access my services programmatically. The first obvious one is Gmail. Gmail is basically what everyone tries to automate, but sadly, it just is the king. New emails mean that I have to insert tasks that come from a client or some other thing. Right now, I'm just going to run this through the command line,
the way that I have 10,000 emails I haven't read yet.
That we have to transform the way that our
happening.
application works a bit. When I get a new email or Slack message, I can determine if it's worth creating a task for. Let's also create a whiteboard in real life to organize my tickets.
Why are we sending
I want to set
our
it up
emails
also
to
like
this
a
thing?
Kanban, Kanban, whatever board, which I find helps me visualize the progress on tasks I need to complete. We have a extra, to do, doing, done.
This is nice. You see how nice this is, chat?
Managing
this
duplicates
is
is something I want to prevent as well. If Gmail automatically prints my ticket, but I already manually printed it, well, confusion will happen.
Yeah.
So to keep track of everything, I'm going to create a vector database that will store the task in task descriptions and an embedding, which lets us easily match to see if a task is roughly the same. Let's build a tool set with Arcade. Essentially, think of this as little functions that an AI can grab onto and execute if it deems as relevant to the user
I'm just
query.
waiting for the part where I can duplicate
just a single table with all the tasks that it has created. So I'm going to create a few tools that the AI agent can use. Read from the database, write a row to the database, and compare embeddings. Let's deploy and give it a test. So perfect. A fully autonomous system to help me get things done.
Okay.
Way over-engineered, of course.
Yeah. Email agent. Man, he got problems with his email. This man do not look at his emails.
And there we go. Going analog, well, sort of, is a huge boost in productivity for someone like me that needs to see everything in a visual hierarchy. Something I learned is that productivity systems are really dependent on your personal needs, which is why you can check out the code and implement something yourself by clicking the link below. Peace out, coders.
But where do I put it? Wait, hold on. I thought he was gonna tell me how to... Where do I put this freaking code, bro? What the heck? Okay, so we have the, so we've got the code, but now what do I do with this? I don't know what that was. Okay, read me. How about you explain to me what the fudge I'm supposed to be doing? Okay, there's got to be a better way to do this. Okay, hold on. Hold on, chat. There's literally gotta be a better way to do this. ADHD. Okay. Is there like a okay. Okay. Cause see, like I wanted to. What do I want mine to do though? You know what I mean? Okay. Cured my procrastination. What you talking about? Why can't I focus for hours on a game but procrastinate when writing an email? For over 20 years I've noticed. Okay. So we're yapping. What the? Okay. I hate Reddit posts like that, bro. They really want me to code. That's so bonk, bro. I'm not doing it. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Reads. You know, I want to be able to... To-do list? Maybe that... What the fudge is going on? Anyway. You can use it... Okay. How do I do that? Software, tell me how. Okay. Put the driver. Create the list. Print the list. I just feel like there should be an automatic way to do that though. Automate. You know, if a freaking restaurant can automate it, I should be able to. I should be able to put my freaking to-do list on there. Build an automation that prints your... What? What? Wait. You know what? I don't care. Okay, is there a what? Oh my god. Not a sub printer. That's kind of cool though. That's kind of lit though. Okay, wait. Because if he can do that, if he can make it for his subs, then I should be able to make one.
Transition. Get to the point of this video. Nice. Sub printer. How does it work? Well, it prints subs.
Bro, why is the quality so trash?
Pretty basic concept.
That was crazy.
Kind of like that. Every time it prints a receipt, it's going to show information like the person that just subscribed, along with how many months they've subscribed for, or if it's a gifted sub, it's going to show like the person that gifted the sub and who they gifted it to. But it also prints a receipt anytime someone gives you bits, along with how many bits they gave you and any personal message they may have written for you. So it's pretty cool, looks really impressive on stream. So what are you going to need to get this working for you?
Yes.
The only thing you'll need to buy is an ESC/POS thermal printer. Now, do I know what that means? No. Absolutely not. I'm just telling you what Tio told me. Any thermal printer should work just fine. Personally, I'm using an Epson TM-T88.5 just because it prints pretty fast and it's got an auto cutter, so it automatically cuts the receipt every time it prints one. But really, just pick a thermal printer that fits within your budget. I'll leave a link in the description box down below to a bunch of different thermal printers.
Hold on, we might have to get a printer.
But the printer I'm personally using, yeah, it's a TM-88.5 or V or whatever. I don't know. I'm not from Rome. Why are we so?
Oh my god! Why?
As for the software,
why is everybody throwing around $200 at things? This is the second thing that I wanted to get. That was $200 today.
Need two things. The first is Leorin board, and if you watch my channel, you're probably pretty familiar with what Leorin board is. TLDR, it's a program that can listen to Twitch sub events or whenever someone gives you bits, and then it can do things like control OBS, or in this case, run another program. And the program that you're gonna run is that custom sub printer software. Now, a couple things to note before I actually show you how to set this up.
It's mostly about the software.
This only works in Twitch, so if you're on Facebook or YouTube or Trovo or Chatterbait, yeah, if you're on any of those wholesome websites, this ain't gonna work for you. It's only gonna work in Twitch. Also, this is only gonna support subs and bits, so no support for follows or hosts and raids. However, should be pretty easy to adapt for those kinds of events. All right, so let's set this up. Number one, plug your thermal printer in. Duh. But also make sure that you've installed all the drivers necessary for your thermal printer. Now, this is going to be different depending on what your thermal printer is.
I just want to see this
Basically,
software.
if you can go into devices and printers and you can see your thermal printer listed there and you can do a test print, then you're good to go. Next, you're going to need to go ahead and download Leorin board. Now, I'm going to assume you already have this set up because I've done a lot of videos in this already. But if you've never used Leorin board before, check out this thing for a quick primer. After you have Leorin board set up and ready to go, then you're going to need to go in the description box down below and download DJTO's sub printer software. The download is going to be a really small zip file, so just download that and unzip it to wherever you want. Inside, you're going to see a file called install_print.exe, and this is going to be the thing that actually configures Leorin board to actually start printing out alerts for your subs. Okay, this is when we can stop listening. So just double click in this, and then it's going to ask you where your Leorin board.
Yeah, how do you customize?
A bit about customization, because there's a few different ways that you can customize your printed alerts. For starters, the default install is going to print a new receipt for every single sub, whether it's a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or even a gifted sub. This is probably fine for most people who don't have like 10,000 subs, but if you're like Pokimane, first of all, why aren't you responding to my DMs? I'm a tier 3 simp, like, please answer me. And second, you might want to restrict your printouts to just tier 2 or tier 3 subs. Same thing with bits. You probably don't want it printing your single receipt every time someone spams you with 1-bit donations, you know? Think of the environment, you know? The trees.
Not the environment. We're literally using paper, putting ink on it, and then throwing it out. Like, it's already fucked. Like, it's going bye-bye.